What is going on, guys? Miles here, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the recent weapon changes which were made in Call of Duty World War II multiplayer. These changes were added into the game yesterday, and there's not a ton of weapons which were changed, but there are some fairly significant changes, so I thought I would cover them. And the first one is for the ITRA burst, which I think a lot of people expected to be nerfed because this weapon is very powerful when it's in the right hands, but there are quite a few changes to this weapon. The burst cooldown has been nerfed, which is the delay in between shots. There is a very slight nerf to the fire rate of the weapon. The advanced rifling attachment has been nerfed, but only for the ITRA burst, and there has been a very slight recenter time increase with the ITRA burst. We don't have the exact numbers which were changed for the ITRA burst, but I'm guessing they're going to be very small just because of the nature of the ITRA. This weapon is going to be really difficult to balance, and I think a lot of the time it's going to be either really strong or really weak. And I thought before this patch the ITRA was very strong, especially with advanced rifling, because I heard if you had advanced rifling, the weapon could always one burst someone at any distance, which is absolutely crazy strong. But I'm hoping the weapon is not going to be like dumpster tier now, because when I made a video talking about the stats of the ITRA before the nerf, I found that the weapon was very strong if you managed to one burst someone, but if you took like 2 to 3 bursts, the weapon was actually worse than the average gun in the game. So I'm hoping this weapon isn't going to be complete trash now, but I think the changes they made are fairly reasonable for making this weapon more balanced. But moving on to another rifle, the Gewehr has seen a slight fire rate buff, but once again we don't have the numbers for this, so I don't know exactly how significant this change is. And I don't really have an opinion on this change because I barely ever use semi-auto rifles myself, so I don't know exactly how good the Gewehr was compared to the other semi-auto rifles before this patch. But I think because we have so many semi-auto rifles in the game, there's always going to be a few of them which aren't very good and people won't use, so I don't know how Sledgehammer Games are going to fix this and try and make them all viable. One other rifle which has seen a change is the bar, which now has a slight aim down sights transition time nerf, and also a slight aim down sights transition time nerf from sprinting. And to be honest, I don't think this nerf was very necessary. I didn't feel like the bar was that great of a rifle, especially compared to like the STG and stuff like that. I thought it was actually pretty balanced, and although this change is pretty minor, I don't really think it was that necessary. And finally, the last change is for semi-automatic pistols, which are the P08, the M1911, as well as the 9mm SAP. And those 3 pistols now have slightly improved accuracy, which I think is a bit of a weird change, to be honest. Obviously pistols aren't used as much as other weapons because they're secondary weapons and they're more of like situational based weapons compared to a rifle which you will use like all the time. But I thought pistols in this game are actually really good if you use them in the correct situation. If you're in like a close quarters area and you have like akimbo 1911s, you can actually melt people. So I'm kind of surprised to see them buffed, honestly, but I don't think it's going to be a huge change overall, but maybe we'll see more people running around with pistols now. But still, after this patch, I think if you try and use pistols anywhere other than a really close range, you're going to get destroyed. But they are all of the weapon changes which were made in the recent Call of Duty World War II multiplayer patch. They also fixed the level 1000 glitch where you would cause the whole lobby to lag every time you got a kill. I have no idea how that glitch was a thing, but I'm glad to see it patched. But let me know what you think of these changes down in the comments below, and if you guys found the video useful, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Call of Duty, but I'll see you guys in another video.